All right. What does a 12-step sponsor? Anybody know what a sponsor does? What's their job? Yeah. Like it says right here, okay? Right. Their primary purpose is to help you walk through the 12 steps, okay? Help you meet other people in recovery. They're a safe person, answer your questions, they're available, and they want nothing from you. They don't exploit you, take advantage of you, okay? I remember asking for a sponsor when I was 19, and the guy tried to sleep with me.
Right.
And he's like going, hey, can I get a massage? And I'm going, do we do this in AA? Like, this seems kind of screwed up. This seems weird, you know? Like, but I grew up really traumatized and abused and sexually violated by my father for years. I didn't know a boundary from a hole in the wall, right? And there are, have you heard of 13th stepping in a 12-step program? Okay, 13th stepping is when like people that have been hanging around, they're like predators. They try to sleep with the new people. They hang around, try to fit, you know, women especially know 13th stepping because they get a lot of guys over like that. That's why they all say women should get women sponsors, men should get men sponsors, right? Okay. But I was telling my friend Kyle, I said, dude, he wants me to give him a massage. And this, like, is that like, he goes, fire him. I said, you can fire a sponsor? And he goes, dude, fire him. He says, some people come in this program sicker than others. That's sick. And I was like, he goes, they're not supposed to want anything from you. Right? And I said, oh, what a terrible sponsor. When I finally got my sponsor that became like the dad I never had for 24 years before he died, I said, wasn't he awful, Bill? And he said, he was a great teacher, Chris. Because when you become a sponsor someday, and you say you want to be a therapist, you're never going to want to take from the people coming to see you because you'll know how important it is and how much damage it can cause. What if he says, what if you're the last person somebody's last hope, you're the last representative for recovery, and you screw it up. You just killed somebody. Because you acted out in a way that took from them, and they said, if that's what recovery is, screw that, and then they had no hope. And they wound up killing themselves. You have a responsibility to be a man of character and integrity. You know, so I was like, oh, he said he was a great teacher because he taught you what isn't, and that's just as important to know as what is. We've all dated people that weren't good for us, right? You go, and then we got red flags. Like, I've already been down on that train ride, right? I don't have to get back on. Yeah, okay. So look for someone who attends the meetings, has longer recovery than you, and has what you want. And then ask them to be a temporary sponsor. I also tell the people I sponsor, let's try it for 90 days and see how it works. If it's not a good fit, you can tell me, I can tell you, we have a way out, right? Okay? And a healthy sponsor, if somebody comes up and says, I don't think we're a good fit, wants the best for that person and won't take it personally. They won't go, oh, when I fired that guy and I said, I just don't think it's a good fit, I need to go, and my friend Kyle said, you'll know if he's healthy, Chris, because if he's not, he'll get pissed. And I said, Bill, I don't want to, it's not a good fit, and I just don't feel comfortable, and I'm going to find somebody else to sponsor me. And he goes, these were the actual words out of his mouth. He goes, you ungrateful mother. That's what he called me, okay? And I was like, oh, and I'm so glad Kyle told me that because, like, my insecure self probably would have said, oh, I'm sorry, Bill. Okay, all right, okay, we'll keep going on. I'm grateful, right? But when Kyle told me that if he gets pissed off, he's really sick. He's way sick, okay? And when he did that, I just went, I gotta go. He says, all you have to say is, I gotta go. What else are you gonna say to a crazy person, right? And a predator. Predators don't care. So here's the thing I had to fill out every night. I still have this. I fill it out every night after 22 years. Especially when I got back into recovery after having my little relapse for like a year and a half, okay? I had stopped doing things like this, okay? I learned the importance of staying tuned in. So it's just a little journal thing you can just check off. When I was in treatment, they always used to make us, this one place, Hazelton, makes you write out. They give you 3 pages of things they want you to write every night for your relapse and your recovery journal. And do that I said, who the hell is gonna do, I'm not doing that every night. Okay, but this is just a checklist I could do, right? So Here are the things that you go down and go, how I stayed involved with my recovery tools and a support system. Did I attend a 12-step recovery group? You came to a recovery group tonight, right? Because we're focused on recovery. You could check that off today. Did you talk with another person in recovery? If you were here, you did, okay? Did you read AA, NA, 12-step recovery literature? We reviewed this, so you could do that. If you read your big book that day, or your NA book, or your whatever book, you know, you could check that off. Did you use your safety card? If you used it, you can check that off. Okay. Did I have post-acute withdrawal? Because remember on the relapse thing, if you had that, you can manage your post-acute withdrawals and then go back up and figure out what your stuck point is. Okay. So you just check off these are the symptoms. Did I have mind racing, illogical thinking, all that kind of stuff, short-term problems? Was I overreacting emotionally, getting clumsy, having sleep problems, low frustration tolerance? You know, if you checked all of them that day, you need to calm your brain down, right? Okay, take a cold shower, do something, call somebody. Triggers, relapse warning signs, so you look on your sheet, how many of these did I have today? Okay. 2 things I'll do tomorrow to deal with these. Call somebody, go to a meeting, something, you know, talk about it. And then you put down, who's the person that I will talk to about it? Down there, just write it out. I had my sponsor, and I could call him every day, so I would just talk to Bill, my sponsor, okay? My daily meditation included. You may not be on that step yet. That's like in step 11 of a 12-step program, okay? One new thing I learned about recovery today was, if you keep learning about recovery, okay? One positive thing I did to take care of myself today. Can anybody think of one positive thing they did to take care of themselves today? What came here? What else? Anything?
You got a strategy. Basically got a strategy to prepare.
Right. And recognize if I'm in relapse, right?
Give us a playbook.
Right. But also, like, one positive thing I did today was I did not use. If I couldn't think of anything else, as long as I don't use, I keep more choices about what happens next on my safety card, right? I keep more choices. So, getting up, some days that's it. Okay?
Now, you said the safety card.
Uh-huh.
Let me see what you're talking about.
This thing here, remember we went over that, like you use that when you have a craving or a compulsion, or did you get one of these? I think you
It was in
did.
the book. I recall it, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
I
okay.
just wondering what it was.
All right, and if you didn't get one of these, I'll give you one afterwards, and then we can review it, how you use it, okay? And then 5 things I'm grateful for today. 5 things I'm grateful. People start relapsing and whatever you lose gratitude for, you'll lose eventually because you'll stop investing in it. Okay? So, if nothing else, I put my sobriety. I always put my sobriety number 1, because if I stay sober and clean, being sober and clean, I can deal with the rest of my life. If I'm drinking and using, it runs my life, right? So if I can't think of anything else, what's something else you're thankful for today? Be alive. What's that? Family. What else?
For us.
Health.
I got money. I don't have to worry about that.
Okay, you got money. Freedom. Okay, that's a big one. Okay. I got my health. Okay. Some days it's harder than others to find things to be grateful for, right? Okay. If we start having lack of gratitude, we start getting resentful. So we got to shift our focus. This can help you reshift your focus every night. And I had this on my recovery table, and I still have it. On my recovery table, I have a folder. I printed a lot of these off, and I do one every night before I go to bed. Okay. I'm grateful that I get to do things like this. You know, because I remember in early recovery, I'd say to my sponsor, how come nobody asked me to be their sponsor or help them? Because you don't have anything they want. Yeah, I do. And I look back over them and I go, God, I was screwed up like 10 years ago. Then I'll look at last week and go, I screwed up last week, right? My addiction talked to me powerfully last week. Whoa, okay.
We got to teach you like you.
Yeah.
You willing to disclose all the stuff you disclose today. Ain't no need nothing to check about the line. Might as well tell you the truth.
Well, you know what? Tools are only as good. I also am a personal trainer. Okay, we have lots more members than participants, right? They rely on people not showing up at a gym. If everybody that was a member of a gym showed up, okay, nobody get on the equipment. Okay. Then
Excuse me. You work out there on the hold up. Coventry, right?
yeah.
That's where I knew I met you somewhere.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I
Like,
used to work there. Yeah.
yeah.
Don't
I've
anymore.
seen you before.
But if you don't pick up the tools and use them, right? If you don't use these tools, meetings, sponsors, checklists, safety cards, tools are only as good as if you use them, right? If you don't use them, you can't get better for yourself. Okay? All right, so your homework this week is to review your checklist every night and see what you learn from it. Okay?